To an ever-increasing extent, the economical and consequently the profitable mining of coal in Britain depends upon the large, the new and the reconstructed collieries. Productivity this year has risen by an overall 4%, and despite the recession, which means that industry is burning less, British coal exports have risen to a new high. But it's still men who win coal, and those men have to be trained. As miners win promotion, they qualify in training courses to command increasingly advanced and technically sophisticated machinery. The industry has to look to the future too. Youngsters embarking on a career in coal mining have to go through weeks of basic training. Lound Hall in Nottinghamshire takes up to 300 students. For many of them, the return to the classroom is a bridge between school and working life. But here, theory is mixed very thoroughly with practice. Practice in the procedures that will very soon become second nature to them. There's practice too, still on the surface and in the training galleries, in all the many skills the newcomer to the mining industry will have to master. But because coal mining is an historic industry, with roots laid deep in the past, there's much that tomorrow's lads can learn from studying the work of their predecessors. Lound Hall is a training centre for newcomers, but it's also Britain's mining museum, where trainees can play a part in reconstructing and refurbishing the past. Apprentices who are able to spend time restoring old mining machinery will have a better appreciation of the problems which their forerunners had to overcome. The past will give them signposts to the future. The Mining Museum is of course open to the public and contains unique exhibits such as the headgear from the mine where D.H. Lawrence's father once worked. Lound Hall is near Retford, just off the A1, and has become a big attraction for people who want to find out more about the history of our primary energy source. Further north, in County Durham, The Beamish Open Air Museum offers a panorama of the past way of life in action. Classic tramcars take visitors on a round trip of the 200-acre site. It's called the Open Air Museum, but visitors may penetrate, suitably equipped, into a typical shallow drift mine of the early years of the century. They can also see how coal was wound by shaft from deeper seams. In the engine house is a typical steam winding engine, which dates back to 1855. Steam fans have a field day. There's a 70-ton steam hammer from the Darlington Forge. Steam rollers and traction engines galore. Working locomotives and trains. And even a replica of Stephenson's locomotion. Beamish Museum is not only about how we worked, it's about how we lived. A row of pit cottages has been painstakingly reconstructed from a village near Sunderland. The interiors reflect the prosperity of the Durham coalfield in the 1890s, when coal in the northeast was king. The old colliery companies have passed, but the echoes of the crafts their miners practiced remain. Today's automated and computerized mines are a far cry from those of a century ago. But the men who work them, and who will in the future, can learn by relating to their inheritance.